Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me again for my little series about breathing. Apologies, I did not come live yesterday as planned. I had something better to do. It was my birthday. I was hoping to still come online in the morning, but then got distracted. So I'm here today. I want to offer a couple of tools that I would sort of put into the toolbox of resources that can come in really handy at moments of anxiety or overwhelm, when we kind of feel like things are getting a bit on top of us, things are too much. We might even go into a sort of slight kind of panicky state. So it could even be like almost like a little first aid tool, I guess, and that you could also share with others. It's a breathing practice that helps us regulate the nervous system, and we're going to use some sounding with that. And I want to share two different options. The first one is VOO. So it starts with a vibrating V at the beginning, like in van or something like that, and then goes with an U. And the inhale then comes naturally through the nose, and we go again. And it could be like 5 or 6 rounds, and then take a break and see how that feels. That could already be enough. So I'll do a couple to demonstrate. So take a breath in through the nose. 5 or 6 rounds of that. So we are elongating the exhalation, sending a signal back to the nervous system that, okay, things are calming down. We're also using the vibration of the sound. We're just sort of focusing down, and the whole thing kind of feels like it's a little bit more down in the abdominal space, and it's calling for a little bit more engagement from the diaphragm. And again, we have this respiratory feedback loop through the vagus nerve. So when that engages, the kind of, abdominal involvement and the diaphragmatic involvement and slowing the exhalation, all of that is sending a message back to the brain of, okay, so things must be okay, because only when we feel safe we can breathe this way. And so it's really a great resource to have to calm ourselves down. If any of you are yoga teachers or body workers as well, you could actually even do this as a little exercise or practice at the beginning of a session or beginning of class. I quite often like doing this, kind of like to use it as a way of grounding and arriving and becoming more present, kind of really coming onto the mat. So we do a little mini regulation before coming into the practice. So I like that as a moment for this particular exercise. And then as an addition and an alternative, we can also create a sound of NG, as in ringing. So it's the back of the tongue pressing up against the roof of the mouth. And then the inhale comes again through the nose. So I'll do 2 rounds to demonstrate that. It would look something like this. again, I probably do like 5 or 6 rounds of that, and I really love doing them in combination. This one is similar and also feels a little different. The vibration and the sound goes more up into the head, and that might actually feel a little bit intense, but then it's kind of about after sort of cleared a little bit that fogginess and the density. It sort of feels to me kind of clearing the headspace a little bit and lifting that weight. Generally, I find that it is a little bit easier to elongate the exhalation on this one, as the breath doesn't escape quite so fast. There's more air going out, so even though that is also lengthening the exhalation, the makes it probably even a tiny little bit longer. And it's a little bit like the bee's breath that some of you might have experienced before in a yoga class, where we're sort of closing the ears and humming. So it's got quite a similar effect. There is an intensity of the sound and the vibration, but there's also, it's kind of pushing everything else out and clearing the headspace a little bit. And so, yeah, I really like those two in combination. One with the focus a bit more down, the other one with the focus a little bit more up. And to repeat, that could be a great resourcing tool that you have in your emergency toolkit, in your pocket, that you can do at any time if you really feel this kind of overwhelm. Things are getting on top of you. You get a little panicky. But they're also really great first aid tools that you could have available working with people. So if you find that somebody is struggling a little bit in whatever situation, you could be doing this breath with them. You could also be sharing it in your classes with this explanation. So you're actually giving your students or your clients a little tool to take away with them, especially if they might have told you that they struggle a little bit with anxiety from time to time. So it's really great to offer them these relatively simple tools, because you don't need anything for this. You just need your breath and your voice, and obviously you need to feel safe enough to do it in the environment that you're in, of course. But I'm a great fan of giving my clients and students things to take away that they can do by themselves, that they don't need me for. And then we would make sure that we practice it enough so that they will definitely remember how it goes, and they'll feel familiar and comfortable with it, that they've worked out how they might want to sit for it and all of that. So that you really enable people, if you're sharing these exercises, to do them by themselves. That's so important. Don't teach it in a way that relies on you being there every time. That's just of no real use to anyone in my mind. And again, also for those of you who do teach or give sessions or whatever it might be, I think this is a great opener for a class, for a sort of, okay, let's arrive, let's settle, let's ground a little bit and leave whatever has already been going on that day before, and we can leave that outside, and it's sort of setting the tone a little bit more, preparing for a practice. So we're actually going into the session or the class or the practice in an already slightly more regulated state, which I think, and you should have a go if you've never done it like this, I think it makes a real difference. Plus it wakes up the diaphragm, so it's sort of will probably invite slightly better breathing throughout the practice or a session or massage treatment, whatever it is that you do, which again is also something that I think is always really welcome and will have an impact on the quality of the practice. So I hope that was helpful. I am back on schedule, so I'll be back again tomorrow. If you want to explore a little bit more this breathing stuff, and would love any support or help with maybe developing your own regular self-care breathing practice, you're very welcome to join me in the morning breathing club. We meet every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday morning at 9 o'clock for 30 minutes, and we do a few preparation exercises, and then a different breathing exercise every time. Plus there are recordings of it, and as it's a kind of club, a membership thing, you will have access to all of the past recordings. There's over 100 there now already, and they're categorized by different type of breath. So you can pick the ones that you like the best, or you do the one that's coming up, but you might not be able to join live every time, so you can also do it a little bit later at the time that suits you better. It's online on Zoom. The first 2 weeks are free, so that you get a chance to see what it's like, if you like it, if it suits you, if it works for you, if it does anything for you, with no commitment, obligation at all whatsoever. You can cancel at any time. And it is only 22 euros a month. I will post the link below. Maybe check it out if that resonates. Otherwise, I'll see you again here tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everyone. Oh, I can't see my finish button.